Good morning, Marvel Rival nerds. Have you ever ran into a player that refuses to switch their character because they, quote, don't play anything else? Or how about a player that's named after a character and won't swap out of some obligation to be said character? Or worst of all, a player that will immediately throw a fit, lock Black Widow, and proceed to jump off the map endlessly at the moment they cannot play the character that they want to play. These are commonly called one-trick ponies, or one-tricks for short. And in a game like Marvel Rivals, it's a hindrance to the team's success to refuse any type of cooperation if it involves switching off your character. I'm confident that everyone has experienced these type of players in some capacity. Sometimes, the one-trick is so proficient with their character, it isn't perceived as a bad thing. However, in the long run, the inflexibility will show its face and result in tilting teammates, team arguments, or even prompting others to throw the game. At the end of the day, it all leads to a loss. Typically, the issue arises with characters such as Spidey, Black Widow, or Jeff. But a one-trick Magneto or one-trick Cloak could be just as problematic if they are getting completely hard-countered and refuse to play any other character. Even playing a character that you don't have much time on can be better than running into the same wall 100 more times before the end of that game. Because as we all know, the definition of insanity is trying something over and over and expecting different results. For all the one-tricks watching, I understand that Marvel Rivals is a casual game at heart, and you just want to enjoy playing the hero you want to play. But what about the others around you? I'm sure you'd like a fair shot to play your character, and similarly, your team would like a fair shot to win the game. But by refusing to swap, you're doing the exact same thing that people do to you, ruining their enjoyment of the game. We have to meet somewhere in the middle to have any type of success. Let's talk more specifically to the one-trick cosplayers. I think this is an even more diabolical offense, as this is most likely not your only account. Whether your intentions are to learn a new character or to challenge yourself, not swapping when your character is being completely countered while having the capability to play other things is the same thing as throwing the game. I'm not saying you have to play your main as soon as you start losing, but switching to something that makes sense for the current situation goes a long way. If you say you have to learn how to play into your ops, that makes sense. But even the best players in the world have the common sense to not play the character when multiple counters exist. Of course, you don't really care because this isn't your main account, so you proceed to make everybody else suffer the consequences. Lastly, to the players that throw a tantrum when their counter isn't banned, when their character is banned, or even when their character is picked before they can get to it, all I can say is grow up. The world doesn't revolve around you, and you have to learn to exist and overcome when things don't go your way. At the end of the day, Marvel Rivals is a community, and your behavior doesn't just affect you or the players in your game. It can have ripple effects that continue to impact everyone game after game after game, or even spread on a larger scale like YouTube, Twitch, Reddit, or Twitter. So how do we counteract the one-trick problem? First, give them a chance. Most one-tricks can outperform your expectation on that character. Second, enable the one-trick. Make sure that they get the resources that they need to perform at the highest level. If this means damage boosting a Widow with Mantis, playing Cloak to reliably heal your Spidey, or even forcing triple support to go with your Atom. Next, don't crash out after one lost fight. Fights will inevitably be lost even if you have the perfect team comp. Finally, let them know that they're doing well, but we may need to switch to insert solution here to deal with insert problem here, and be specific. If they don't swap, ask one more time after another life. If that still doesn't work, then you have my permission to mass report their ass. Get everyone in the lobby to report this lame ass for throwing your game, and wish them a life. Don't forget to add them to the block list and reset your mental before going to the next game. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. This has been Judgment Monk with the 5 things to counteract the one tricks. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as more Rivals content is sure to come. Peace.